All right, Act 5, Scene 3. Enter Paris and his page with flowers and sweet water and a torch. Paris, give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for I will not be seen. Under yon yew tree lay thee all along, holding thy ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm with digging up graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, as signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers, do as I bid thee go. He just wants to be by himself. I thought he was going to dig something up. Page, aside. I am almost afraid to stand alone. Here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure. Retires. Paris strews the tomb with flowers. So he leaves. He just stands like a. So Page is like his, I don't know, his right-hand man. He told Page, stand at, don't let nobody come like disturb me. I'm gonna just be here, have my moment at the tombstone. Paris, sweet flower with flowers, thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or wanting that with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies, OBSEQUIES, that I for thee will keep nightly shall be the the obsequies that I for thee will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. Whistle, boy. The boy gives warning something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and true love's right? So you're saying, who's this? Who's disturbing me right now? To cross my obsequies and true love's right? What, with a torch? Muffle me, night, a while, retires. Enter Romeo and Balthasar with a torch, a mattock, and a crow of iron. Romeo is actually right there. Balthasar is his friend, but I think the messenger. Romeo, give me that mattock and the wrench and iron. Hold, take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light, upon thy life I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death, as party to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone, but if thou, jealous, dost return to pry, and what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers or the roaring sea. Balthasar, I will be gone, sir, and not trouble ye. Romeo, so shalt thou show me friendship, take thou that. Gives him money. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow. Balthasar aside, for all this same I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt. Retires. So he's talking to himself. Romeo, thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food. And in despite I'll cram thee with more food. Romeo begins to open the tomb. Paris, this is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died, and here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die. Romeo, I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone, let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. O be gone, by heaven I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bid thee run away. Paris, I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a Fallon here. Romeo, wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy, they fight. Page, O Lord, they fight, I will go call the watch. Exit, Paris falls. Paris, oh, I am slain, if thou be merciful, open the tomb, lay me with Juliet. Dies. He wants to lay with Juliet too. Romeo, in faith I will, let me peruse this face. Okay, in faith I will, let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. Okay, no, in faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. So his friend, Mercutio was friends with Paris. What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so, or did I dream it so? Or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet, to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand, one writ with thee in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. Romeo opens the tomb. A grave, oh no, a lantern, slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred. Interred. Lays him in the tomb. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry? How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry? He's just saying it. Which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this a lightning? O my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin, ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is a Morris, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear that I still will stay with thee, and never from this pallet of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, O you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick, weary bark. Here's to my love, drinks, O true apothecary. Thy drugs are quick. Thus with the kiss I die. He kisses Juliet, falls and dies. Enters Friar Lawrence with lantern, crow, and spade. So let's go back to what he said. With worms that are my chambermaids. Here I will remain, depart again. Here I will remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set on my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, O you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. So he ends up dying. So the friar, St. Francis, be my speed. How oft tonight, how my old feet stumbled at graves. Who's there? Balthazar. Here's one friend, a one that knows you well. So Balthazar was there. Friar, bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls, as I discern? It burneth in the Capel's monument. Balthazar, it doth so, holy sir, and there's my master, one that you love. Friar, who is it? Balthazar, Romeo. Friar, how long hath he been there? Balthazar, full half an hour. Friar, go with me to the vault. Balthazar, I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents. Friar, stay then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing. Balthazar, as I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him. Friar, Romeo. Friar stoops and looks on the blood and weapons. Alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? Enters the tomb. Romeo, oh pale, who else? What, Paris too, and steeped in blood. Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs. Juliet rises. Juliet, oh comfortable friar, where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where's my Romeo? So she woke up. Friar, I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death. Contagion and unnatural sleep, and greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay. Juliet, go, get thee hence, for I will not away. Exit Friar. What's here, a cup, closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Happily some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die with a restorative. Kisses him. Thy lips are warm. Chief watchman, within. Lead, boy, which way? Juliet, yeah, noise? Then I'll be brief. O happy dagger, takes Romeo's dagger. This is thy sheath, there rust, and let me die. She stabs herself, falls, and dies. Enter Paris's page and watch. Page, this is the place there where the torch doth burn. Chief watchman, the ground is bloody, search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoever you find, attach. Exeunt some of the watch. Pitiful sight, here lies the county slain. Talking about Paris, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. Who here hath lain this 2 days buried? Go. Okay, who here hath laid, who here hath lain this 2 days buried? Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets. And Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. Who here hath lain this 2 days buried? Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets. Raise up the Montague, some others search. Because he's like, what? I thought she was dead 3 days ago, but her body's warm. Exeunt others of the watch. So the chief watchman is talking. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie. He's still been talking. But the true ground of all these piteous woes. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie. But the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry. D-E-S-C-R-Y, descry. Enter some of the watch with Romeo's man, Balthasar. Second watchman. Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard. Chief watchman. Hold him in safety till the prince come hither. Enter Friar Lawrence and another watchman. Third watchman. Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him as he was coming from this churchyard side. Chief watchman. A great suspicion. Stay the friar too. Enter the prince in attendance. Chief watchman. A great suspicion. Stay the friar too. Enter the prince in attendance. Prince, what misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest? Enter Capulet and his wife. Capulet, what should it be that is so shrieked abroad? Capulet's wife, oh, the people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument. Prince, what fear is this which startles in your ears? Chief watchman, sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed. Chief watchman, sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed. Prince, search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes. Chief watchman, here is a friar and slaughtered Romeo's man. Here is a friar and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs. Capulet, O heavens, O wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken for, this dagger hath mistaken, This dagger hath mistaken, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it is missheathed in my daughter's bosom. Capulet's wife, O me, this sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre. Enter Montague. Prince, come Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down. Montague, alas, my liege, L-I-E-G-E, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age? Also the wife died too. Romeo's mother died of just sorrow. Prince, look, and thou shalt see. Montague, to Romeo's corpse. O thou untaught, what manners is in this, to press before thy father to a grave? Prince, Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of your woes and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion, friar. I am the greatest able to do least, yet most expected, as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand both to impeach and purge myself condemned and myself excused. Prince, then say at once what thou dost know in this. Friar, I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from this city, for whom and now for Tybalt Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone at the prefixed hour of her waking came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her, come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed, some hour before his time, unto the rigor of Severus' law. Prince, we still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say to this? Balthasar, I brought my master's news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua to the same place, to the same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death, going in the vault if I departed not and left him there. Prince, give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place? Page, he came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb. So that word anon, A-N-O-N, in books I've read, it's come up. It means anonymous. Anon, without knowing who it is, anon comes one with light to ope the tomb. They don't even say open. Anon, like anonymously comes somebody with light to O-P-E, the tomb. And by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch. Prince, this letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die, and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies, Capulet Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winkling at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. Capulet, O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. Montague, but I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whilst Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet. Capulet, as rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity, poor sacrifices of their hate, enmity. Prince, a glooming peace this morning will it brings. No, a glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. Exeunt omnis. Exeunt, E-X-E-U-N-T, space omnis, O-M-N-E-S. Must mean a word for like like done or end. I don't know. But anyway, damn, I'm glad I finished that. That was hella good. I'm glad I read Romeo and Juliet. Peace.